In this short video, I'll show you how you can perform formal reviews using Retina's Review Hub functionality. A review in Retina is a snapshot of the items of a tracker, release, or a report at a specific point in time. When a set of items, for example, requirements, is ready for approval, then you can initiate a review in Retina. You can invite contributors, and the contributors can be reviewers or moderators to decide if a review item can be approved or if it needs more work to be done. If an item is updated, then you have the option to change or review the item again. You will receive a notification about the change, and you can decide for yourself if the review needs to be restarted or if you're deciding to going forward with a review. The Review Hub in Retina helps you to simplify the review process and helps you to tackle compliance requirements. By using the Review Hub functionality in Retina in your review process, you can ensure high product quality, cut time to market, and facilitate compliance audits. In this specific video, I'll show you how you can create reviews in Review Hub based on trackers, report, or release, and another way to initiate reviews from a tracker. Reviews in Retina can be done from the Review Hub. If I go to the Review Hub, you can see I have the possibility to create a review. So I can create a review, and you have the possibility to define the data source. It can be either a tracker review or a report review or a release review. Let's just see what the different data sources are. If I specify it as a tracker review, then I have the possibility to define the workspace. So you can define in which workspace you want to do the review, and you can also define the trackers. If you have noticed, you have the possibility to do cross project reviews. So you have the possibility to select multiple workspaces, and at the same time you have the possibility to select multiple trackers. So in this case, if I want to do a review on my user requirement specification, I can do that. I can give it a name. I can just say it's a requirements review. And you also have the possibility to select a baseline. So if you have multiple baselines in your workspace, then you can select any baseline if it is needed. I can just click on next. So this is one possible way. And coming to the next data source, a report review. So in this case, if you have created a report in Retina, you have the possibility to do a review on this specific report. So here I have multiple reports, and you can select any reports and you can do a review on that. You also have the third possibility wherein you can define the scope to be a release based review. So here I have the possibility to define the workspace, and I also have the possibility to define the release. If I select this specific review, then what happens is if I, for example, choose software release, then all the items or the requirements or any item that belong to this specific release, they would be part of the review process. This is one way of doing a review, and another way is you can go into the item directly. So in this case, I would like to do a review on all my user requirement specification. I can select multiple items here, and I can just say I would like to send selection to review. And here you can see there is a possibility, and Retina is asking me, would you like to send only the selection or would you also like to include the children? In this case, I would like to send only the selection to review. And you can just see the selection process is done here. I just need to give it a name, and I'll just say it's a user requirements review, and I can click on next. So here you can see these two options are already grayed out because we are directly in a specific workspace, and we are also in a specific tracker, and we have already started the review. So let me just click on next, and here you can just see there are bunch of options available here. You have the possibility to select a reviewer, so it can be an individual user, or you can also define roles here. So I can, kind of invite people to be a reviewer. In this case, I would like to add my colleague to my review, and the reviewers, they are responsible just for accepting and rejecting an item and nothing more than that. The moderator, on the other hand, they are more like a review administrator. They are responsible for initiating a review. They are also responsible for selecting who the reviewers are, and they are also responsible to do the sign off process. You also have a third view, which is called the viewers, and as the name specifies, viewers can only view the items, but they cannot update the review, and they need proper permissions if they need to be part of the review. And here I have different options. So I have the possibility to notify the reviewers. In most of the cases, for example, if a review process has been started, the people are not really aware. So in that case, if you want to notify them about a review process being started, then you can notify them, and you can also send notification about every review events. If there is anything change, if someone has accepted or rejected an item, you can also send a notification for that. And finally, you can also say I a signature is needed to finish the review process. And you can also see there is an option here which says minimum number of signatures. So if you specify a minimum number here, then Retina takes care to see if the minimum number is kind of achieved. If not, the review is not finished till the minimum number of signatures are achieved. Let me just go forward, click on next. You can see it gives me a nice summary, and I'm just going to create a review process. And it immediately opens up the review hub, and here you can just see on the left it shows all the items in a tree-like view. You can see I have 4 items here, and you can also see as a editor, as a moderator, I have the possibility to edit the review, and I have the possibility to approve all the items at once or reject all the items, and you can also export it to Office. On the right, you can also see this is a document view, but you also have a feedback panel here where people can collaborate with each other during this review process. And finally, you can also have some nice statistics. Me as a reviewer, I go forward, I approve some items, and I also reject some item in this case. Whenever I reject an item, Retina is asking me for the reason, and I just say needs more work. That's why I'm rejecting an item. I can just save this. I can go forward. I can approve the other items as well. And as a moderator, in this case, I am the reviewer and I am the moderator. But if you are only the reviewer, there ends your work. You have the possibility either to approve or reject an item, and you also have the possibility to give comments. Now, as a moderator, what I can do, I can go forward and I can do some changes here. So if in case someone has done any changes, and if you have a latest version of the specific requirement, then you would get a notification, and you as a moderator can decide, okay, I would like to restart the review maybe, right? Or you would like to do some changes here. I would like to add more reviewers, or I would like to also require signatures from reviewers. So this is where you can do some changes as a moderator. So let me just go forward now and let me just finish this review. While finishing the review, you can also see I made a signature as a mandatory part. So I'm just giving my electronic signature here, and on doing so, I have two possibilities here. I can either finish the review directly, or I have the possibility to set the status. If I click on to this, then you can just see for all the approved items, what should the state transition or what transition should happen in the background. I'll just say for all the items that are reviewed, please move to status reviewed. And for all the items that has been rejected, please put it to status new. That's something which I can decide. And you can also say, okay, execute only valid transition. there is a workflow engine in the background and you're just making sure that only valid transitions are being executed. Once the review is done, you can also see the review statistics here. So you can see who has started it, who has finished it, and if you remember, I also invited one of my colleague to do a review process. And in this case, you can see the status of my colleague. He has not started it, and you can also see there is no progress from him. But on the other hand, I have done my review process, and you can see all the information available here. Whenever there is a change done on the requirements, you can also see there is a notification and there is a flag here which says a new version is available. And me as a moderator, I can click on to see this to see what has been changed between the different versions in the review. And if I want to restart the review process, I can just very well do it. All I need to do is I just need to go to restart, and you can just see there are a lot of options available for me. Only the items that are not reviewed, or all the items that has been changed, so that has been updated or became suspected. Or if you want to restart the whole review process, you can also say I would like to restart all the items. So this is totally up to you. You can also invite new reviewers if you want, and you can say I would like to restart the review process. It's as simple as that. And as I've said, you also have the possibility to export it, export the review statistics along with the review information if you would like to have a paper-based review report.